And here, and I'm an Erieite, right? Like us,
Yes.
we're Erieites, right? So the first thing we always think is that everything's a bummer, right? Everything's going to fail. That's who we are, right? And so much has happened with the airport and the flights and everything he's gone through has been fairly difficult. If we just hang in there and keep working in this community, not everything works out, but a lot of things do. I think we all, if you're a reasonable thinking people, you would think we're going to have an airport. It's not going to be the biggest airport in the world, but it's going to work out. You're eventually going to be able to get out of here and go places you want to go to. Is it perfect? No. But for a market this size, it's probably going to work out. And I think he hung in there. Derek's a guy who hung in there.
He sure did.
Kept working with the airlines, took all the arrows, took all the abuse, including internally, I think, let alone politically and everything else that came with it. And we're starting to get some wins. And I think you guys both, pointed that out in that interview. And he's not a guy really to pat himself on the back. I think he just keeps going to work, not worrying about the critics, which is a wonderful thing, and we've had some success. We've been part of this, the kind of the Fly Erie Fund.
Oh, awesome.
Very small contributions, right? But something to show support because we think that Harbor Creek is a better place and can grow more if there's a vibrant airport as much as can be. So we've had a little skin in that game too. So we have watched all of that closely, and I'm heartened and congratulate Derek and the authority there and everything that's gone on. Just sometimes you just have to continue to work,
Right.
If you can see that it can end fine, you just have to work. And sometimes I think in this town, and I'm one of us, we're just like, it's going to stink again. This isn't going to work out. We're going backwards. And I know there's work to do, and I'm not always a glass half full guy. I acknowledge that, but I think we should recognize what the work that they've done, and this community is a better place for where they are right now with the airport. So nice interview.
Let's try to grab a phone call, see if we can get it to work. Hi, hello, you're live on Talk Erie and the Joel Natale Show. Thanks for your patience.
Good afternoon, Joel, Dean, and Shaney.
Yes.
Great news from the airport. It's a feather in everyone's cap, especially everyone involved at the airport administration. But I had a question for you folks about what do you suppose would happen if our airport would get us to the three closest major cities and Toronto? Or at least Long Point, or London, Ontario.
Yeah, that's actually...
Do you suppose that would fly?
No, it actually is opposite what the current... from what I understand, what I've learned from Derek, the airlines are not interested in flying anywhere under 500 miles.
Okay, let me clarify.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be the major players. As a matter of fact, it would be even better if we would grow something from within with the flight school that we have.
Right.
Get someone to start an airline that would offer the shuttle services. That's where I want to go. I want to go to either Buffalo, Pittsburgh, or Cleveland, and then go wherever I want from there.
Yeah, I mean, we have history of that. You remember the old jet stream in the mid '80s?
Oh, yeah.
That flew to Harrisburg, flew to Philly. But again, that's a major capital undertaking, and
we have enough gates. I mean,
we do have
all
the
major
gates,
players.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, with all the major players, we still have 2 or 3 gates left to aren't being used.
Yeah, yeah, but basically because of the cost of the operation, they want to put a plane as big as they can handle and go 700 miles, 500 miles. I think Chicago's officially maybe 480 or something like that.
Well,
and 500.
That's the big guys. I'm not looking at those guys. Yeah,
but you understand what I'm saying. I
do.
Yeah. I mean,
what do you think,
honest. Go ahead. Well, go ahead, Dean. Yeah.
I don't know. I can't answer that.
Yeah.
I'm no expert in this.
Well, honestly, I would love to see train service that you can jump on and go, literally as if it was a commuter train to Cleveland. Hey, I need to go to downtown Cleveland for a meeting at one of the banks or go to a show. You know what I mean? Something like that.
Sure. Have you priced a train though?
They're expensive anymore. Yeah.
Very. Yes, very. I mean, I don't know how anyone in Erie can afford the train. But
yeah, that's where we're at, I think. But good thoughts. I appreciate it. Hey, Merry Christmas, man. Talk to you.
Merry Christmas.
All right, bye-bye. I don't know. I'm a flibberty gibbet right now.
Yeah, this guy.
So distracted by this computer stuff.
Shane, you want to bail him out, or?
I know.
I love the technology.
Just hand me the board. I'll figure it out.
No, I just had to
It's
reboot
fine.
it. Everything's like blinking at me. Let's get another phone call. Hi, you're live on Talk Erie. Go.
Hey, Shaney,
Yep.
Joel.
Yes, sir.
I want to bless Dino for coming in and granting us another half hour today.
It's your gift. You're welcome.
Thank you, sir. And you're looking for a couple days off, huh? You're looking for a few days off over there in Harbor Creek, Dino?
I might sneak in a couple. There are no days off in this business, mine, but whatever. Here it comes. Here comes a shot. I can feel
Well,
it.
let me get to my point here real quick. I mean, you guys are talking about this airport and, how this Derek Martin did. This airline was planning new flights to a whole bunch of different cities. They added flights in Erie. This wasn't anything that Derek Martin brought to Erie. I mean, let's tell the whole story here, okay?
No, I totally disagree. You have to have a context of growth and proving yourself to these guys. They're not going to just throw money at. I mean, there are 400 airports right now. I don't think Youngstown still has any legacy carrier service whatsoever. That's a bigger town than ours.
You could be correct, Joel, but it is what it is, as my man would say. But you guys have a good show, and if I don't talk to you, Merry Christmas, Shaney, Joel.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
I'm sure I'll be bothering Dino, but
Okay.
I'll get to him later.
Take care now.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you, sir. Yeah, I don't think Derek Martin was. I don't think they were sitting on information that this news is coming out. I mean, that would be a
No.
pretty bad play.
What I mean, Bill's right that when they add service, they're usually doing it in multiple cities. I did not see the master news release that would have come out of United.
Oh, gotcha.
But certainly. But we got the release, and United was included on this release, and they said, "We're thrilled to be back and growing in Northwest Pennsylvania, providing customers multiple daily flights for travel between Erie and our global hub in Chicago." And when I looked at United for like middle of June to go to LAX
Right.
at $280,
Yeah.
that's insane.
You guys were doing that late last week, and
Yeah.
I thought some of the rates were incredible. And you said Vegas, and Vegas was like some
Yeah,
crazy number.
$900.
It's a different world, and I don't fly much. Like
Right.
I just don't. But it's curious to me. I couldn't imagine it being that affordable. It's probably naive because a lot of people fly and they know this stuff, but I didn't. I'm thinking to myself, well, heck, we could do that. We can. So it's good to know. I mean, it's good to get that information. It's good news in this town, and we'll take it sometimes.
100%. Let's get another phone call. Hi, you're live with Talk Erie. Oh, yeah. Go ahead, buddy.
Okay, I'm not touching the bottles no more.
Thank you.
Okay, I was home yesterday. My wife had something come up on her phone. I don't know if it's true or not, but in 1986, supposedly Chuck Schumer put a bill in the Senate that it was legal to shoot down or sink drug boats. Okay, that was 1986. Okay. I don't know if it's true. I haven't fact-checked it, but if it is, it's kind of a shuck and jive on what they're doing now in government, isn't it? How the Democrats are saying now, that's so bad, they're so bad. But if it's true that Chuck Schumer passed a bill, it became a law that was legal to shoot at drug boats and sink them.
Mm-hmm.
Why are they acting like it's not? And it's amazing how our senators and Congress people, they pass these laws that they never intend to enforce. And then we've got Mr. President Trump in there, having his lawyers and everybody read all these laws that are in place, and he's using them. All right, because they are in the books. It's just like Erie here with the electric bicycles, and how Joe Schember doesn't have the cops enforce bicycle safety and bicycle laws. You know, because technically you're supposed to ride on the right side of the road.
Right.
And do everything
use the traffic stuff. Yep. Yeah, I appreciate. Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, you're making up good points. Thank you, sir.
Have a good day.
Merry
Bye.
Christmas. Bye-bye.
And
Go ahead.
Go ahead. Well, I don't know about I don't know about Schumer. I don't know, but the answer clearly is there are presidents who've taken unilateral executive action in gray areas that they may assume is keeping the country safe.
Didn't we go after Gaddafi at one point?
Exactly. You can look at every president, I think, has done that. So the answer is, I don't know whether Chuck Schumer wrote a law similar to that or supports it, but it's Donald Trump, and he's going to say what they're going to say, right?
Yeah,
that doesn't matter.
He's going to take the heat if it's there or not.
Barack Obama did some of these things. You didn't hear Democrats say anything, man. There's politics involved to answer his question, regardless of whether or not Schumer wrote a law like that or not. I don't know where Chuck Schumer was 40 years ago.
Yeah.
And I don't care.
I'm on a roll here. Hi, you're live on Talk Erie with Joel, Dean, and Shaney.
Good afternoon. Well, I want to speak to Dean because I'm looking for an apology.
Great.
Oh, here you go.
A couple of weeks ago, I called about the Saudi Crown Prince coming to speak to Trump about the Venezuelan oil, and he poo-pooed it, said that it's just about the drugs. And I mentioned the fact that the drugs that were coming out of Venezuela were headed and destined for Europe, so it wasn't about the drugs. And I said that the Saudis were going to ask Trump to set a floor on the price of oil, and they were going to go after the Saudi oil or regime change so they could control the Venezuelan oil. And Dean thought that was just hilarious. So what do you say now, Dean?
You're talking attacking or capturing the Venezuelan oil boats? Is that what you're saying?
Yes, the oil tankers.
That's what you're referring to.
Yeah, and then Trump also made a statement that he wants to recapture what Venezuela stole from us. He said they stole our oil, which is
I got you. Yeah,
which is a lie.
And you think that's to control the price of oil that we pay for oil? Is that what you're saying?
No, that's to protect the Saudis in reference to oil being traded and shipped to China through Russia and the India, the underbelly.
Maybe. I'm going to say maybe. And if that's the case, then you're right and I'm wrong. But it's also to strangle Maduro. That's what this is about. Right. It's about taking taking all of his power away, so he's no longer in power. So something they hope better comes into power in Venezuela and is better for this part of the world and this country. It's about strangling Maduro. That's really what it's about. But I'll grant you that that's your. It could be a side benefit what you're saying. I'll give you that.
Okay, why does he want to strangle Maduro?
Because they're a threat to this country and this hemisphere.
In what respect?
An evil dictator that hates us. I don't think you want that next door. Did you like Castro next door at Cuba?
We should attack Cuba next then?
I'm not saying it's right or wrong. I'm just telling you the reason it is. The reason they are doing this is to cut off Maduro. So, that's what they're doing.
So because Cuba only has sugar and they don't have oil.
I answered your question.
I'm just saying your logic is incorrect, and I believe I'm owed an apology. But hey, that's fine. You can
that's okay.
Put it in any terms you wish.
No, we're probably both right, to be honest. That's what I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
I appreciate it. Thanks, man. Have a good one. Bye-bye. I wish that there was, more congressional input on this whole thing, because this looks like this is a ramp up to war. In fact, the president did say, "I'm not ruling it out." So he's really pushing Maduro's buttons, don't you think?
Oh, absolutely. But you think we're going to put troops on the ground in Venezuela?
I mean, I see absolutely no reason to.
Right. But that's Trump's style, right? And he could. That's the beauty, I guess, of Trump. That's something he uses to his advantage. You don't really know he may be capable of it.
Right.
He uses that to his advantage. I don't see that. Do you think this country generally would accept an invasion of Venezuela?
I mean, it just seems like so so much not a part of, our strategic national interest. I mean, the oil has been sanctioned. Yes, I get that.
Right.
But we are very self-sufficient, so I'm not seeing where the vulnerability is,
And
in the energy sector, at least.
I'm not an international oil expert.
Right,
I'm
of
not.
course, yeah.
But I will tell you that I
yeah.
saw international national security experts a number of times in the last few weeks talk about the strategy, and the strategy is to strangle Maduro.
Right.
That's
they want to cut
the
him
strategy.
off. They want to cut off all their revenues.
That's what the Trump people are saying. Now, because the caller thinks it's something else, that's fine. He may very well be right. But I'm telling you what the Trump administration is telling the people of this country. This is the goal in doing what we're doing. So you could argue all day whether or not you should do it or whether it's legal.
Let's get another call. Hey, Phil, you're up on Talk Erie. Go ahead.
Lively conversation. I know I'm in the right place, but as soon as I turn in, I hear somebody demanding Dean apologize. Then Dean switches to the beauty of Donald Trump, all within 1 minute.
I love it, man. I love it.
It was good. It was good. I think it was somebody at the Turning Point USA thing the other day said, because somebody said, I think Joel did, about congressional input. These people are too busy being influencers.
Yeah.
I mean, seriously. They've got young staff telling them, oh, senator, oh, congressman, if you want to get reelected, social media is the way to go. I mean, have you ever seen these cringy ones Eric Smallwell does? Oh, they're
I've
horrible.
seen it. Yep.
Yeah, he walks down the street like he's surprised. Hey, congressman. And he turns around like, hey, what?
It's incredible.
He's got his it's so cheesy. Oh, gosh. So, it's like this guy said. He said, if you want to be an influencer, go start a podcast. Until then, you do congressional things. Do senatorial things, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. I did hear Dave McCormick this morning. He's kind of fun to listen to. He was on the morning show with Chris this morning.
I didn't hear him this morning. I talked to him last Monday when he was in town.
Well, not all of us get to talk to Senator personally.
Sorry.
Nice way to drop that one in there.
Of course. I'm going to drop names whenever,
But he was talking about, Chris asked him about the filibuster.
Yeah.
He says, I actually campaigned against it when I ran. He said it was, I just don't like the idea of the other side stacking the Supreme Court and doing all these other things. He says, now that I've been there for a while, he says, I can understand where they're coming from. He says, I'm looking at it with different eyes. The obstruction, no matter what we want to do, they just won't get on board. And that's the saddest part. They won't come together for the American people. They're staked out. They won't leave. They just won't leave. You just can't get rid of these people. And they know that, and they're going to do whatever they feel like it. And they just get out there and just say the most outlandish things. It's just crazy. I mean, I get Trump irritates people. I know he says crazy things. And, I'm still not sure about the Donald J. Trump Kennedy Center. I mean, I don't know about that one at all. Right? What do you think of that, Dean?
I'm glad you asked. What's he doing? What are you doing? Go ahead.
Here's what I heard. And there's somebody I kind of respect. I know he's an avid Trump supporter, but Richard Grinnell, okay?
Right, he's running it,
Yeah, and he said that place, until Donald Trump got a hold of it, was literally falling down. The person in charge of it last year got paid like $1.4 million. None of the waiting rooms or, what do you call them, lounge areas were functional. The ceiling was leaking. The fountains didn't work anymore. And I've seen that place. It's gorgeous. It's along the Potomac. It's a beautiful place. And Trump kind of stepped in and that's what he does.
Is it his money or taxpayer money?
I'm sure it was taxpayer money.
Yeah, see, if it's his money, I guess. Man, you can do all that and be a hero and not have your name on the damn thing. I don't know. That one bothered me. I thought his speech to the country was not very good. Trying to make the case economically.
He would have looked a lot better. That speech always just looks better if you're sitting behind the desk at the Oval Office.
Yeah, maybe. I didn't think the point was made. But then you see him the next day taking every question in the Oval Office, and he's genius. He's brilliant. He's off the cuff. He can make his point and be popular. And I don't know. He just two very different things. He's really good in that sitting in the office taking any question.
It's an uneven performance these days, and I think
those things. I think those things.
Hey Phil, I got to keep moving, bro. Last comment. Go ahead.
He could just be so Trumpy sometimes.
Take it easy, man. Thank you. All righty, I do gotta go. I'm gonna see if the music will play. Hey, there we go.
Well, he'll be much happier now.
Yeah.
I had to reboot the computer, but we're gonna have more with Dino here. He's got another full hour, so stay with us. It's Talk Erie. All righty, we're moving forward here on a Monday. Stay with us. It's Talk Erie. More with Dean Pepicello as we have our political conversations continue here on the 22nd of December. Christmas just 3 days away. Alrighty, it is 5:06. We are live from our Kingdom Financial Group studio here on a Monday, just a couple days from Christmas here. And you know what? I gotta play the Talk Erie Orchestra and chorus. Did you hear the Shaney on the bups? What do you think?
Girl can sing.
The girl, she
and
can
play.
and play and
Goodness.
perform, and she is our Taylor Swift. She's Erie's.
Right.
Well, I've told you, you do Taylor better than Taylor.
Yes, I love hearing that. You can't say that enough.
Look at her eyes light up. Holy cow.
Boom. Yeah. It's like,
Thank you.
you know, what's your favorite Taylor? What's the big one that you play?
Favorite Taylor song?
No, like the big one that you sing. Is it?
Anti-Hero.
Anti-Hero,
I play
yes,
Anti-Hero a lot,
right.
but I have a lot of Taylor. I'm doing stuff off the new album now.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I'm
I've got a couple off
I'm
the
not
new
down with
album.
the new album, but
I love the new album.
I'm the problem. It's me. That's kind of like my.
No, that's Anti-Hero.
That's Anti-Hero.
Yeah.
That's the.
Which is probably my favorite.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can quote that often, Dean.
I like it.
Yeah,
I like it.
I'm the problem. It's me. Let's talk local politics here. When we come back on the 2nd, we're going to just be days away from our new mayor being sworn in on the 5th and our new county executive. Big turn of events. I mean, like, usually off-year elections, they're ho-hum, not 2025.
Yeah.
Very substantial.
What's your question?
Agree, disagree? I mean,
You're the woman.
You're the woman.
And I don't listen. Here's what you're gonna learn. Somebody who's been in local government 20 years.
Yeah.
Here's what they're going to learn. It's much harder to govern than it is to run. So you got two outsiders, never essentially in government. Daria, sort of.
On school board.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's and she clearly been involved in stuff. Christina, different world, right from the private sector. I like that. I mean, that's probably a good start, to be honest, for both of them. They're going to find it is two things. It is much tougher to govern than it is to run, and there isn't nearly enough money left over for you to do anything you want to do. It doesn't work like that. So you're going to have to make a difference without a ton of money. You're going to have support of the legislative body. Christina Vogel will have it. I assume that Daria Devlin will as well. But that's a pretty independent city council, I think. When you look at some of those characters, I just call them characters. They have strong opinions. I think that county council will be happy for some peace. Right, wrong, or indifferent. Think what you want of it. I think that will be their interpretation. Things will definitely calm down at the county. I'm hearing winds on the way over that there's some major shakeups going on in leadership positions at the county. We'll see.
Okay.
I'm not ready to reveal that because I haven't confirmed that with
But
the
you're
source.
talking about departmental heads.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
So we'll see.
That's true, because it's even with the transfer from Dahlkemper to Davis, a lot of the main departments did not change, right?
Right. For the most part.
For the most part, but there could be some change from Davis to Vogel.
Even with a party switch from Democrat
Yeah.
to Republican in the county. Some of the jobs require consistency.
Sure.
Others are a little more political. But we'll see. But I think they'll both encounter a honeymoon, but a lot of learning. I mean, the learning curve. Harbor Creek's the third largest municipality behind the city in Mill Creek. And every day something happens that you just don't know. It just never happened. It every single day you see things you've never seen or know about. It is a very difficult job from that standpoint to do. The first thing they will learn is you can't do everything you want to do. You think you just come in and wave your magic wand, and guess what? There's a code or a law that says you can't do that. So they're going to have to learn their way around that. They have to do it all while working with legislative bodies, right? While playing politics, because there's politics in politics every day, right? That's how it works. And yet try to get something substantial done for a region that needs it, that is screaming for leadership to get things done. They're very difficult. They both face very difficult tasks, but I think they'll both get a pretty good honeymoon period at this point. That's what they'll see for 6 months, I'll bet.
That makes a lot of sense. Kind of zooming out now, would you say that as we start the new year, that the governor's race begins in earnest, or is that kind of a ho-hum? I mean, thinking about statewide races at this point.
I think it will depend on, Turning Point USA had this big...
Yeah,
right?
let's talk about that.
And I bring it all closer to home because clearly Erica Kirk talked about, they've endorsed J.D. Vance as the Republican president, right? Right out of the box. Marco Rubio on Friday in his press conference said, hey, if it's J.D. Vance, I support J.D. Vance. So they're already talking about it. So CNN, Quinnipiac did a poll again on likely, right, presidential candidates. Josh Shapiro's name is there, but it's below AOC, it's below Kamala Harris, it's below Gavin Newsom, it's below Pete Buttigieg, it's below Andy Beshear, your guy you've mentioned. Now all of a sudden his name's starting to be mentioned.
Interesting.
Because I think the Democrats think to win the general election, we may need somebody more central. Don't know if he can win the primary. But Josh Shapiro's name is in there. So your question is, are people thinking about the governor's race? Well, that depends on when Josh Shapiro decides he's going to start running for president, right? Not formally, because he's got a race.
He's got a race and win.
So what Josh Shapiro wants is to kind of fly under the radar. There are times we've done that in re-election. You just fly under the radar. Nobody thinks about it. You don't get an opponent because whatever. I think he will like to fly under the radar as far as Pennsylvania is concerned and ease himself into a gubernatorial race. That's probably unlikely to happen.
Right.
I think that would be his wish today. But how much attention does Josh Shapiro get for president? How much does he want? Does he intend to run at this point? And will that become Stacey Garrity's number one issue? I suspect that it will. Right? Why would you elect a guy?
Why would you elect the guy who's going to leave?
Who's leaving? So all of these things are factors in how much attention, right, that race is going to get. That'll be up to Shapiro, I think, at this point. What does he want? And if their polling numbers say that the race is fairly close, then he's got to focus on that race. I don't see him losing a governor's race in Pennsylvania, turning around 2 years later and winning the presidency.
No, that's not going to happen.
If you lose to Stacey Garrity, you're losing a state that you have to have that you once governed. So he's going to have to focus on it. And he's got a juggling act to do right now. It's tough to do.
Let me ask you about the GOP here, because the other big news last week locally was Tom Eddy stepping down from the Erie County GOP chairmanship. Cliff Smathers is taking, I think, at interim basis, right? You're a Republican, again, probably one of the most dominant, if not the dominant elected Republican in Erie County is you. What, do you play in all that space, or is you got other fish to fry?
Boy, this is
Am I really putting you on the spot?
You're going to get me in trouble in this, and that's okay, because I think it's a good conversation.
Okay.
I think the Erie County Republican Party has a lot of good-hearted people that probably don't have the ability to raise a ton of money, right? The Republican Party has not had a ton of money at its disposal, not locally. Doesn't always have people that are just going to go out and do all of this work. Sometimes the local parties do all the work, all the phone banking. They'll raise money. They'll do the door knocking. They'll go out with the candidates. Some of that happens, but not on a widespread or big enough area to make a difference. Okay? I think the Democratic Party locally probably is better at that, right? But you look at the number of significant Republicans who had held office in this area, it's still a fairly big number, right? Sure. You get outside the city of Erie, and Republicans still do very well, generally. The campaigns do most of this. It is the campaigns that drive their message more than both parties, probably the Republican Party locally, more so to that extent. I don't. Who leads? Dan Laughlin might lead the Republican Party, right, in Erie County. Close with the party, right? I don't want to put words in his mouth or mine. And I've been there a long time. The party's wonderful, but when the rubber meets the road, the campaigns are doing it on their own.
That makes a lot of sense to me, but it is concerning. First, because you'd want both parties to be equally effective on fundraising, on canvassing, on the blocking and tackling that gets you an election, number one. Number two, considering how the national looks to Erie County as the swing county in the swing state. I mean, we have people, oh my gosh, who was the last one, Shaney? I think it was Fetterman, saying it's the most consequential town. I mean, people, they just think this county is important.
It's true.
And you got to have an incredible superstructure. You have to have a best practice approach to politics.
Locally?
Yes.
Oh, ideally.
Ideally, yeah. And I mean, if you roll back 10 years when Meisner was the chair, was he well heeled?
Define healed for me.
I mean, I'm talking about able to raise tens of thousands of dollars for candidates.
Yep. John was the kingmaker.
Okay.
Right. But you could argue we've had more success lately, right? Donald Trump won Erie County.
Yeah.
Right.
True.
So the people who want to be critical of Tom Eddy, and
I'm not trying to be critical.
No,
but I'm just trying to understand where this thing is at.
There were many people critical of Tom Eddy.
I know.
You're going to get criticism in that role all the time. It's like being you. You guys get criticized all the time, right? That's the way it is. It comes with the territory. I tend to like it. Some people don't. But it's fine. But if anybody out there thinks the Republican Party in Erie County is this big kingmaker and they raise all your money and they do all your work, there are candidates who think I'm just gonna announce and the Erie County Republican or Democratic Party is gonna do all the work. Man, it ain't nothing like that. It is nothing like that. I'm not saying you're on your own, but you're on your own. You have to put the work in. A lot of rookie candidates don't understand how it works. They just think I'm going to call headquarters and they're going to do it all. No, man, it's not like that. It's not like that locally with the Democrats either. So people do what they can.
People do what they can. All right, let's sneak another call in here. Hi, you're live on Talk Erie. Go ahead.
Well, Buon Natale a tutti.
There you go.
Merry Christmas, you guys. Hope you enjoy your family and the holiday season and remember what it's all about. Our Lord and Savior, brother. Don't forget, get all caught up in the present. You got to spend money for people to love you. Speaking of politicians, if you spend money on people, they'll vote for you. But, when it comes to the local Republican Party, just from standing on the outside and a few people I would talk to that were kind of involved, there was a lot, it seems like there's always infighting. They don't like what this person's doing. They didn't like Burl Solomon, and they didn't like this, and this guy's a rhino. And I think a lot of Republican donors in Erie don't want to be known because then people get a little funny. They say, oh, this guy's a Republican, or it's a Democrat town still. And I think that's the mindset won't change. When you are able to give people money to live and they are able to vote for those people. I don't know how we legally do it, but when it comes down to it, you sit there and sit back and say, who's getting elected? Doesn't matter where it's local or all the way at the top. If they start promising Christmas gifts, you vote for me and you'll get this, you'll get that. Who are people gonna, especially people that are struggling now?
Yeah.
They feel like, well, this can take care of me, they.
Yeah.
Or it's we the people. But, it's what it is. I don't see Hero getting all the swing states. He's got to do basically what Trump did. Because he's really not a big name. He's big here, but I think he's...
No, I think you're right on that. I think it's going to be an uphill battle, but that's 2028. we're talking about 2026, and he will definitely have to win here before he can move on. Gino, I'm up against it. I apologize, but thank you. Merry Christmas, man. We'll see you.
Take care.
You got it. Bye bye. Buona Natale, right? Buona Natale. All right. We'll get back to more with Dean here after the break. It's Talk Erie and the Joel Natale Show. This is the place where, you might hear from, oh gosh, who do we have? I mean, last week we had, Mike Kelly and Dave McCormick on, I like dropping names, but of course the number one name is the political guru, Dean Pepicello.
Oh, yeah. Put me right up there with those guys. Thanks.
So dude, the plaques. The Hall of Fame, so unpresidential. So, what are you doing?
That story's legit?
Yes.
I thought it was
legit.
some AI nonsense.
No.
All right, fill me in, because if I don't know, other people probably don't know.
So he, remember he put all there have been all the pictures of the presidents, all the way from 1 to 47.
Okay.
He changed out Joe Biden's picture for the auto pen. Again, a total troll move.
It's kind of funny.
And now he has put plaques under each president and his take on each president. And it's like he's, up in the middle of the night on Truth Social. It's that kind of verbiage.
Do they reflect that they're Donald Trump's opinion?
Yeah.
Okay.
Basically,
it's not some presidential historian writing this. It's
No.
And the plaques reflect that.
No, yeah,
That's kind of funny.
It's gross. It lacks decorum, and then they put his name on the Kennedy Center.
I think that's stupid. Honestly, I think that's conceited and ridiculous, and he could have gotten all the credit in the world to me by what he did, because I think that's important.
He upgraded it,
right? I'm even okay on the board, all that stuff. I think he upgraded it. Put your name on it. Let somebody else do that later.
Yeah. So there's that going on, right? And then there's the kind of the missteps of, Congress passes us a law that Trump signed that said by the 22nd or the 20th, the Epstein files would be all released. And they're like, we've got 200 lawyers working on them, and they've only released 5% of the 200,000 additional documents, which is insane. I can't even imagine.
And there's a lot of redaction.
A lot of redaction
going on as well,
and so
whatever reason.
You got Tom Massey on the right, and you've got Ro Khanna on the left, and they're both, threatening stuff. And
I can't speak to that issue. It's been a circus from start to finish.
It's been a circus.
And I'm going to tell you this again: right, wrong, or indifferent. Not defending anyone. Donald Trump's going to be Donald Trump all the way to the end. Those plaques are going to be gone in 3 years, right? They're going to be changed out. I get it. Would I do it? No. The White House renovations, quote unquote. I don't know if I'd done it either. I love the history of that particular building, but people have done significant things to it. Harry Truman, FDR. For goodness sakes, the British burned the whole thing down at one point. Yeah. So, I mean, we can talk about those things, but Donald Trump's going to be Donald Trump. It's the one difference between him in term one and him in term two. He did not care at all now. He cared for a while in the first term because I think it was all new and he was listening to people he didn't trust. He's going to be himself all the way to the end. What's he have to lose? Again, not defending it. I'm just explaining who I think this guy is.
Do you think that there are politicos in D.C. that have moved past Trump? There's this narrative going on now that Trump is getting quickly pushed into a lame duck position.
Absolutely, it's happening.
Are they pushing him, or is he going there?
No, both. He doesn't want it to go, and it is going to drive him crazy. And I understand it. He's Donald Trump. He's used to the attention. He's probably earned the attention in many ways, but it's happening. It started last weekend. J.D. Vance, there becomes the name. Marco Rubio holds a press conference, right? These two guys probably, one of them is going to be the candidate, I think. Probably. And it needs to start happening. And midterms are coming. They can't take a bath in the midterms, right? And right now, there are problems, right? The Republican Party is split. So is the Democratic Party, by the way. Both parties have major issues right now. So all these things are going on. Yes, Donald Trump will more and more get pushed to the back every day that goes by.
I was listening to just a little bit of a conversation that I think it was David Lenarhart from the Times talking to Bernie Sanders. Bernie's not happy about the Democrats, not standing up for the working man. That basically way too caught up in the academic suites, the faculty lounges, as it were. You know what I mean? That's a problem when you're trying to win, Wisconsin, Pennsylvania, Michigan, Arizona. The faculty lounge doesn't work very well.
Okay,
there.
But he's going to be at the Mondami swearing in, so...
Yeah, Bernie.
It was announced today.
He's loving Mondami.
So, okay, then Bernie believes the government is the answer.
True that.
So how's it going to reconcile those two things? He thinks socialism is best for the working man?
The working man.
So socialism is the answer because that's essentially democratic socialism. Right. That's what he thinks.
That's what he thinks.
I don't know how well that's going to play.
I would agree with that, yeah. We've got Dean Pepicello with us. We've got another half hour. We're going to talk about TPUSA and the obvious rift within the Republican or the conservative movement here. It's interesting times for sure. And of course, how does Erie move forward? We'll end on a happy note. Stay with us. You're tuned to Talk Erie and the Joel Natale Show live from our Kingdom Financial Group studio here. Kind of the penultimate live show. Tomorrow we're having our Christmas party. Are we singing Chestnuts there, Shane? No, we're not. We might
Probably not Chestnuts.
Probably not Chestnuts. We will sing some songs and, just celebrate Christmas together here. Dino, you're invited, by the way.
Well, thanks.
Hope that if you have time, you'll stop by and have a cookie and some cocoa.
No alcohol. Did I say that out loud?
Dude.
I'm joking.
We're
It's a joke.
live on the FCC.
It's always
we
nice
have
time.
we have a legitimate FCC license that we have to protect.
Oh, there are others that don't. You got to earn that.
You got to earn
You have to earn
Love
that.
that.
Yeah. Anyway, Christmas. Hey, this week has been interesting for the conservative movement. I never really knew much about AmFest, but obviously it was a big deal. It is the big fall or almost winter gathering of college and high school students that are part of Turning Point USA. Always conducted by Charlie Kirk, who was assassinated in September. And they had 35,000 people there.
Yeah, Phoenix, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. But what was apparent is that there's major splits among the people that are online in the conservative movement. And it seems like the dividing lines are Tucker Carlson, Nick Fuentes, and Candace Owens versus everybody else. And some big shots showed up there. Both Tucker and Ben Shapiro were there on the first night. Erica Kurt, of course, the widow, was there quite a bit. But what do you think of all that? Is this something? Is this just for the real red meat conservatives to worry about? That doesn't really impact everyday Americans, or is there something here?
Well, young people and minorities, in large part, decided the last presidential election, right? So, young people probably will again because they'll either turn out in like mind or not. So that could determine the election. I said right after Charlie Kirk's murder that I thought he would be tough to replace. I still think long term he is going to be very tough to replace.
Kind of a singular figure.
I equated him with the Reagan, with Limbaugh, just significant conservative people, right, that have really not been replaced. And I think for young people, Charlie Kirk is probably that guy. And I think long term that it's going to be tough to replace him. Short term, though, they've gotten a bounce out of it politically. I mean, it just some of the worst things, right, in history. Things come out of it, right? It just motivates people. It's just the way that it works. So I'm surprised by the numbers. I'm not as concerned with the split because I just think that the Democrats have the same thing going on right now. The AOCs of the world against the Andy Beshears and whatever, the more middle of the road. So I think Republicans should feel good about that event. I hate the conspiracy theories after Charlie Kirk died, right? Was assassinated. I don't like what Candace Owens is doing.
Yeah.
This whole thing with the Israelis or whatever it is, right? There's a whole conspiracy. There's people in Turning Point that were involved, whatever.
It's gross.
It's too soon, number one. Where's your proof? Number two, why does Erica Kirk have to come out and do this, right? Why does she have to come out and say, why are you doing that? It's just not, to me, it's not cool. So I think the rift is there. I don't think the long-term rift is as bad as it appeared this weekend. At the end of the day, they came together. I think generally it's a pretty good event. Young people are still engaged, and that Turning Point movement is still making the progress that they have sought.
So you think it's consequential to everyday Americans, especially young ones?
The event, the weekend?
Yeah, the TPUSA, the weekend,
Still, yeah.
the whole bit.
Yep.
Yeah.
Now, JD
Vance showed up, right?
Can they keep that momentum? But I think they have it right now. It's typical, right? After a tragic event. It was an anointment of JD Vance. I still do not believe I still would lay money today that J.D. Vance will not be the nominee for president. Might run, but that it will be Marco Rubio. That J.D. Vance will ultimately take control of Turning Point USA. He is a better speaker than Marco Rubio. He engages better public speaking than Marco Rubio. But he's still largely an unknown. J.D. Vance, 6 years ago, nobody heard of his name. Maybe Hillbilly, whatever the book was, right? Yeah. And I get that he's now vice president. I understand that, but Donald Trump still gets the headlines. I think Marco Rubio is better suited to be the Republican nominee for president. It used to be a time in this country where Secretary of State was the path to the presidency. Right.
See, I think DeSantis still has a chance.
I do too.
I mean, as a governor of the largest Republican state,
he'll be somebody's vice president. I think Ron DeSantis will end up,
DeSantis,
or Secretary of State, or he'll get one of the big.
The temperament.
I don't know. I just don't see how he beats those other two guys.
Yeah.
When was the last time anybody talked about Ron DeSantis nationally?
It's been a while.
Right. Yeah. And he's gonna face that too. So
we're gonna do a quick round here of calls. Thanks for calling. You're live on Talk Erie. Go ahead. Hello, you're live.
Is this for Dean?
Yes.
Sure.
Go ahead.
Well, Dean, this is Bob out in Elk Creek Township.
Yes, sir.
Called to wish him Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. Won't see you till next year.
Yes, my friend.
But only could echo. You understated the difficulty of new people coming into government, particularly local government. We do need fresh blood, but boy, you better have somebody holding your hand as you go along.
Yeah.
There's a reason they don't all get elected at one time. And you might do something 1 year and not do it again for a whole nother year. And come across an incident or something that you have to apply. But the other subject was county government. Someone brought something up about department heads. And I hope we don't get off to a bad start. I heard that one was dismissed, and the manner in which that dismissal happened was probably not the best. And I have some concerns, but I hope all goes well as we move forward. But yeah, you understated the difficulty of people coming in and starting in local government. You just, unless you've been involved or you have a single issue that you're driving or a personality conflict, the learning curve is a difficult one. And you out there in Harbor Creek, your residents have a good set of people leading them. And I think Joe was kind of like leaning to saying something about you leading the county. And
he's pretty generous to me, so so are you, Bob. I appreciate it, man.
Go ahead.
I was going to say, I really appreciate you weighing in, Bob, and I wanted to thank you for your service because, again, it takes a lot for anyone to put their hat in the ring, number one, and then to basically serve the residents of your municipality. It's a lot of times it's a thankless job, but so we appreciate you.
And it's not political; it's a service,
right?
At our level, Dean can testify. There's very little politics. It's pure service, and that's all there is to it. So, gentlemen, thanks for taking my call. Happy New Year, Merry Christmas, and Dean, we'll see you next year.
Sounds great. Thanks, bud.
Take care now. Appreciate it. Let's get another call real quick. Hi, you're live on Talk Erie. Go ahead.
Okay, real quick, I want to make a comment on Turning Point USA.
Yes.
There is a battle going on in reference to the direction of Turning Point USA. The large group of people wanted to continue to be political and help the Republican Party and be an arm of the Republican Party, the Republican National Convention. And there's the other part that wants to bring it back to what Charlie Kirk did when it was a religious organization. Okay? So that's the battle going on. Now, as far as the anti-Semitism, it's Tucker Carlson he's not an anti-Semitic. He just wants to be able to critique and criticize some of the political and international moves and decisions that Netanyahu does.
Right.
That's not anti-Semitic. That's not anti-Semitic.
Yeah, you should be able to be a critic of Israel without being accused of being a Jew hater, if you will.
Right, because in the Book of Revelation, in the end times, before Christ makes his return, 2/3 of the Jews are going to be killed.
Okay.
Does that mean God is anti-Semitic?
Understood. I appreciate the call. Thank you, sir. Take it easy. Bye-bye. You said you're not too worried about the Republicans because the Democrats have the same kinds of issues here. Is this year more than likely is going to be very difficult. 2026 is going to be difficult for, almost impossible for the GOP to hold Congress. The question is how much of a bloodbath is it going to be?
Well, I mean, they're not saying that yet. The Republicans aren't giving up yet. There's no white flag waving. I think the Trump administration acknowledges that they need to make some progress here in a hurry. It's all out right now on the economy, on affordability, right? The Democrats took that to them with that particular issue, that particular word.
What'd you think of his Wednesday speech?
I didn't like it.
No,
I didn't.
Was it too shrill or something? He was going really fast and. Was it a performance thing or was it content?
I thought way too much criticism of the last administration.
Yeah.
It's been a year, right? I just don't. Probably true. There's a lot of accuracy in what he's saying. I get what he inherited, but I don't think people want to hear it. I don't think it landed well. There's my opinion. But again, now the next day, getting fired at all kinds of questions in the media and just bam, 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 great answers, easy to understand, makes sense to the average person. How many people saw that compared to a primetime speech?
Right.
I don't know. I think he needs to play to his strengths. I think they recognize the issue. They're going to have to make progress. That's the reality. A lot of people in this audience don't like it. They don't accept it. But the political reality is the Trump administration needs to make gains in affordability, even where he might not have a lot to say and probably isn't his fault. But you know how this works. The party out of power wins 95% of the time in this country.
Where is Thune and Johnson? Where is Congress?
Oh, I don't know where Thune is. And Mike Johnson's constantly defending his position from the people who don't like him.
And he keeps on losing stuff. I mean, you got Republicans crossing over to the Democrats to vote, for things like Epstein files, things like voting for extension of the tax credits for Obamacare.
Yeah, interestingly, Nancy Pelosi, not that anybody listens to her, but she did say over the weekend, Hakeem Jeffries is going to be Speaker, end of story, and it will be because of the cost of health care. Interestingly, you had, 7 Republicans, right, jump with the Democrats to try and get there, including 3 from Pennsylvania. So you know what those seats are like. A lot of politics in play. I don't know how they get it done. Price of gas coming down, I think you talked about in the first hour.
Yeah.
We had a lot of that. That will drive prices down. They better do it in a hurry. Midterms are coming, very, very shortly.
Don't they need a real legitimate healthcare strategy? I kind of like hearing the snippets of saying we want to, instead of paying the insurance companies, let's put money in the pockets of the individuals. Let's let the free market dictate,
I think
even Rand Paul has some kind of idea of, going to Walmart or Costco to get your health care.
Yeah. Personally, I would go that route. I would do away with any of this public health care stuff. That's just me. I would do away with it. Give people the money, let them make their own decisions, let competition happen. But I think the problem with healthcare is you either have to be all in or all out. Right? It's fully public. We're Canada, and I know you can complain about all the things that go on there, right? There's a lot of people that think healthcare in Canada is a good thing. Or you go all out and you say, that's it. It's private. Let everybody compete. I go all out.
We're so all in because of the Medicaid.
And
yes.
Medicare. Yes. At 65 plus, and then anybody
but
on disability or whatever.
Of people.
And I understand that. And that's fine. I get it. But that's my problem. You're half in. So Obamacare is your half in. How many people are on Obamacare?
It's
a few million,
there's a few million,
several million, right? Mm-hmm. I mean, it's still a significant number, but you either have to be, we're dipping our toe in the water trying to solve this thing and trying to find something that's politically expedient. And I don't think it exists at this point. I wish they get out. I like the Trump plan. Give people your money back. Let them make their decision. Let healthcare compete.
Let's grab one more call. I got 30 seconds, caller. Go ahead.
My problem with the whatever, the Affordable Care Act is why do they have subsidies? Why couldn't they have passed a good, clean law instead of having these subsidies that they always got to fight about every every so many years? And during COVID, they even gave more subsidies, and then they try to take them back, and that's what they're fighting about now because they're not telling you the truth.
Yep.
In the media.
I appreciate it. Thank you, sir.
All right, bye.
By the that issue of you could be making $100,000 and get a subsidy, $200,000. At one point, you got to own up to your own health care.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know.
Stuff doesn't fly with most of the American public.
2026 should be interesting around here. What's kind of going to be tempered is that we don't have a Senate race.
Right.
If we had one,
Right.
oh baby,
So John Fetterman would be in trouble if it was him.
yeah,
In a primary.
yeah. 2028 is going to be that'll be the
Oh, the world will change. That's a lifetime
It's
politically
a
between now and
lifetime.
then. Are you kidding me?
No, you're right. Oh my gosh, thank you, Dino. Come by tomorrow.
Tomorrow? Go
have
give it
some
a shot.
cookies. You know,
Thanks, kids.
sing a song.
Thanks for allowing
Bring
me.
your
in
drums.
Yeah. I'll just bring them on down.
Bring the kit.
Shani can handle the entertainment. Thanks.
Yes, she's well aware and well capable. Thank you, sir.
Thanks, guys.